Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'm Hoyt. Right now at noon, breaking news of a homicide in Little Rock today. We will get you the latest details. Plus, rain finally hits the state, but this same summer storm complex has devastated eastern Kentucky. We'll take a look at the impact both there and here. And later, the school safety report deadline is today. We'll have insight on what the Safety Commission has planned to help keep schools safe. And coming up, today is World Lung Cancer Day. What you need to know about the most common cause of cancer deaths in the country. That's coming up in 12 minutes. But first, Nathan is here. We've got that rain over the weekend. It was a good weekend to reset. It's always easy when you don't have to deal with 100-degree temperatures. What do we got now coming up this week?
And the rain was beneficial in many spots, Rolly, because we needed a good super soaker. A lot of locations got exactly what we needed. Out there right now, we've got a mixture of sun and clouds and a lot of temperatures missing on the board here. I think there's a technical error on some of the observation sites, but it's 90 in Clinton, 88 in Conway, 85 in Pine Bluff. You see more clouds down to the south, but there are some peaks of sun, and those clouds are producing a few showers. Here's the live radar at this time, and we'll zoom into northern parts of the state. We've got a few showers dotting the landscape. Moving from Pope County into Van Buren County, there was one lone storm over Heber Springs, producing a quick downpour that's drifting its way off to the southeast. Around the metro, it's pretty quiet, but there are a few showers located right over you folks in Hot Springs, also some into western parts of Perry County. So we'll hang on to that chance of a passing shower, but many locations will stay on the dry side. And with those peaks of sun, temperatures will top out into the upper 80s to lower 90s. Things continue to heat up as we go into the rest of the new work week and the first week of August. I'll have more on that coming up.
All right, Nathan, thank you very much. But meanwhile, in eastern Kentucky, flooding has caused catastrophic damage. At least 30 people have died. Dozens are still unaccounted for. Thousands have no power, and the state's governor says it could be finding bodies for weeks, and more rain is on the way. Jim Stratman has more from that part of the state.
The road to recovery is a daunting one in Appalachia.
Within 10 to 12 minutes, I heard a noise, and I raised the window, and I seen the water, and I knew I had to get out of there.
Rain-triggered flash flooding wiped out homes and infrastructure, leaving residents shattered.
I had my whole life saved him.
Man.
I ain't got nothing.
Governor Andy Beshear expects the number of deaths to rise in the coming days after nearly a foot of rain fell on parts of eastern Kentucky. Emergency crews have rescued thousands of people in just a matter of days, but those efforts could last weeks as first responders struggle to access damaged areas.
If things weren't hard enough on the people of this region, they're getting rain right now. There is severe storm potential today in all of the impacted areas. That is just not right.
For those who lost everything, the rebuilding process is only just beginning.
I don't know where to start, what to do, where to go. Just a lot for, I guess, people around here to take in. It's worse than anything that we've ever seen.
And it's not the first catastrophic event the state has seen in the last year. An unusual December tornado killed 80 people.
Mountain people are strong, and like I said, it's not going to be tomorrow, probably not next month, but I think everybody's going to be okay. It's just going to be a long process.
FEMA is on the ground here in several southeastern Kentucky counties trying to help out where they can. Jim Stratman, CBS News, Breathitt County, Kentucky.
Far less severe, but speaking of flooding, over the weekend, some places here in Arkansas had to deal with swift and high water. Crystal Manning shared these pictures with us from Russellville. At Sveltner's Whataburger, they received around an inch or two of rain per hour on Saturday afternoon. Now happening now, despite all of this weekend rain, burn bans do remain in place for many parts of the state. However, this morning, we learned Cleburne and Faulkner counties lifted burn bans that they had in place. Van Buren County is also doing so this morning. And even with the rain, the entire state does remain under a moderate or high wildfire danger. So fire officials are warning people not to do any outdoor burning until we get more rain. At THV 11, we'll keep you updated on those burn bans. You can find the updated map and links to the State Forest Commission on THV11.com and in the mobile app. Just into the newsroom, LRPD investigating a homicide on the 10,000 block of Whispering Pines. That's near Mablevale and Chico. Police confirm they found one person dead at the scene. They're still processing the area. This video here indicates that. You're asked to avoid the area if you can, and we will get you more updates later on. State officials are continuing to investigate another homicide this morning, this time in Stuttgart. Arkansas State Police announced over the weekend they'll be helping the Stuttgart officers solve the murder of 15-year-old Kyle Steiger. The teen's body turned up inside a parked car in the driveway of a vacant lot on South Henderson Street there. There's no word on why local authorities turned the case over to state police. We are awaiting updates and more details from them. Little Rock police are still looking for answers today after a man was hit by a car over the weekend. According to state officials, the incident took place just after midnight Saturday morning. They arrived, they found 20-year-old Travion Lowry unresponsive. Police say he was hit by 29-year-old Nicholas Conley as he was driving westbound on I-30. The investigation is listed as ongoing. Officials say 2 people are dead this morning after putting out a house fire Saturday night. This is in Jackson County. Arkansas State Police say that first responders found Kathy Holloway and Dwayne Woolbright dead in a home just south of Newport Saturday night. State criminal investigators called to the scene by the Sheriff's Department there to take over. Authorities are still looking for the reason behind the fire and the cause of death. And back here in the city, Little Rock PD asking the community for help finding a runaway teenager named Alexis Crosby. She's there on your screen. She's 16 years old and 5 foot 2 inches. She's last seen in Little Rock on Saturday. If you've got any information, contact the police department. Callers may request to stay anonymous. Well, the initial report from the Arkansas School Safety Commission is due on Governor Asa Hutchison's desk today. The group, made up of educators, members of law enforcement, mental health experts, and legislators, is reinstated earlier this year after the Uvalde, Texas school shooting. Their goal is to revise and improve its 2018 safety guidelines. On Friday, we first told you the committee plans to recommend a school resource officer, or SRO, is in every school building. The guidance could start being implemented before classes start this month. The commission's final report is due to the governor by October. The new Little Rock School District Superintendent begins 2 weeks of community meetings later today. We first told you back in May that when the district hired Dr. Jamal Wright ahead of the new school year, Dr. Wright wanted to meet with parents at several locations to hear his plans for the district. That first meeting is this evening at 5:30, Longley Baptist Church on Geyer Springs Road. A group behind a petition drive to make Hot Spring County a wet county now says they have enough signatures. They plan to submit everything to the county clerk's office in Malvern this morning. Verified voters could decide in November whether to allow alcohol sales. It does face opposition there from those who want Hot Spring County to remain dry and prohibit liquor sales. Meanwhile, the group Responsible Growth Arkansas says its recreational marijuana petition has been verified by the state. That group submitted more than the required 89,000 signatures last month, and this Wednesday, the State Board of Election Commissioners is expected to review everything before deciding if that initiative will go on the November ballot. Early voting starts tomorrow in 2 Pulaski County special elections. Voters in Little Rock will decide a 3.0 millage extension for capital improvements. On the ballot, each of the 6 issues will be separate, and voters will have to decide on each one of them individually. Meanwhile, North Little Rock voters will be voting whether to continue their half-cent sales tax that's used for capital improvements. We've got a list of early voting locations and times over the next couple of weeks. You can check in at thv11.com. The fight to protect veterans' health care is front and center in Washington this week. The Senate is expected to bring back the PACT Act bill as soon as today. Let's recall, this is veterans groups protesting outside the Capitol over the weekend after that bill stalled last week. It expands health care and benefits for more than 3 million vets who have been exposed to toxic burn pits in Afghanistan and Iraq. Arkansas Senator John Bozeman was one of only 8 Republicans who voted for the bill. He was a co-sponsor of it. Senator Tom Cotton voted against it. Rising inflation has made it harder for families to afford to care for their pets. Some shelters are seeing a rise in animals coming back. How inflation is impacting shelters, coming up after the break. And
And the first week of August, Rowley's going to feature a small chance of rain. Along with it, hot and humid conditions. Surprise, surprise. I'll let you know how hot it's going to get coming up.